Testing. This is a test to see if this is going to my Facebook page or not. I'm going to keep messing with this, and I'm trying to see how things work. Yeah, it looks like somebody just gave thumbs up, so let's see if I am actually on or not. Because I tried doing this just a little bit ago, and it did not work. So alright, so it looks like it's working slowly but surely. If you are joining in, I'm experimenting with a software called Ecamm Live that is supposed to, thank you Laura for joining in, that's supposed to allow me to do a whole bunch of different cool stuff like add in overlays and share pictures and all kinds of stuff. So Shane, great to see you joining in. Shane is one of the social media rock stars, in my humble opinion. Great to see you. Margie, great to see you as well and see your smiling face. I always love seeing the pictures of the grandchild and the puppies that you've got. So thank you for jumping on. What I'm going to be doing as I experiment with this Facebook Live is I'm also with Ecamm Live as the software. My buddy Chris Brogan pushed me to use this because he's been talking about it a lot. And one of the things I want to continually do with these open office hours that I'm having each week is up the content game, the production game of what I'm doing. So part of what I'm going to do today as I experiment with this Ecamm Live is I'm also going to be talking about video and video marketing and kind of a quick tip to how to get started with video, why video is so powerful and important when it comes to thinking about your digital marketing work. One of the things I'm not liking right now is I can't see who is joined other than the people who are in the comments section. So that's kind of, oh well. We will make it work. As I tell my students all the time, the only way to learn how to do something is by doing it and kicking the tires. So what I want to do today is I want to give a quick rundown on how you can use video, why you should use video, and how to use video with a simple formula that I've adapted that I use with a lot of my clients, especially getting them started out. First question, why should you use video? And feel free to ask questions in the chat. If you are on live, I'd be happy to try to answer them as we go along. But the idea that I want to kind of impart, because a lot of my, or by watching a YouTube video, that is another option. Great to see you, Tony. But the idea is that video is a way to reach people the way they want to be reached. Video content is highly valuable, but as a business person, or even like with my students who are seeking jobs and stuff like that, video is a way to let people meet you before they actually meet you. So you really have to stop and think about that, because that is super, super, super important. We are in what I like to call the trust economy. Stole that from my buddy Marcus Sheridan. And the idea of the trust economy is people do business and refer business to people they know, they like, and they trust when everything is equal. If people get to see you and meet you online through video, they form a relationship deeper than if they just read your content or see photos. When they see you and hear you, think of human psychology, think of the way we interact with each other. We read so much from facial expressions, from voice, from all those different types of things, that what video does is it allows people to start developing a relationship and a connection with us before they actually meet us. So let's say, for example, Laura starts doing video. She's got a super cool wine bar in Baraboo called Konamichi, just off the square. Phenomenal place. Atmosphere is really cool. Of course, the people there are super awesome. And one of the things that she could do is start shooting video so that when people walk into Konamichi for the first time, they will feel like they know her. While a photo on your website or with a blog post or on a social media status is helpful, there's nothing like being able to see and hear that person to develop rapport with them. So the next thing, you bet, Laura. So the next thing that happens, though, is people will say, and I'm not going to cover everything with video marketing in this open office hours. I'm going to continue to do it over the next couple of weeks, is I don't know what to say on my video. So that's one of the most common sticking points, is people will say, no idea what to say. how do I get started? So what I'm going to do, oh, cool. Glad to hear that, Laura, that you're getting started with video because of me. That is very, very cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a super quick beginner formula that I use with all of my customers and clients. The idea is to help you know how to get over, I don't know what to say, so that you know what to say. So hopefully you guys can all see what I just popped up on my screen, which is a quick tip formula I adapted from a gentleman named James Wedmore. And this, I'll walk you through, and I'll actually do a sample video for you guys. It's a 5-step process that I use, again, to get people started. So the 5-step process is actually, for my very beginners, is going to be a 4-step process. So you're going to do an introduction to the video. You're going to have an intro bumper, which we're going to skip. But an intro bumper is where you can add music or video or photos, kind of like a beginning of a TV show or something like that. That requires some extra production, which I don't care about at the very beginning. My core goal is to get my customers, clients, and students moving forward with video. So I've got my intro. Next up is going to be the content. We're going to summarize what we talked about, and then we're going to have a CTA, which is your call to action, asking somebody to do something. So how does this work? I'm going to give you an example. So the intro part of your video, you have to remember, hey, great example, Tony. Thank you. I should have that as my link out. Always thinking, always one step ahead of me. I want to introduce what I'm going to be doing in the video, because I know that video drop-offs in terms of people actually watching happen really, really quickly. So instead of having a fancy intro and all that, what I'm going to do until people get to know me is I want to tell them what they can expect. So I would always coach people. I always coach people to do something like this. Say your name, where you're from, and a quick explanation of what the video is going to be about. So in this example, I just did a Facebook marketing, Facebook ads class for about 100 businesses in the area where I lived. So I could do a video something like this. Hey, Don Stanley here, 3 Rhino Media, and in this video, I'm going to be answering the question whether or not small businesses should be investing in Facebook ads. Boom, that's it. So what that does is that lets somebody know what to expect. What I'm doing for my content strategy, by the way, this is really important, is I'm just taking the questions my customers ask, or I see that they're asking on social media or through Google searches, etc., and I'm going to answer those because I already am answering the questions one-on-one, so I'm going to be confident and competent with the subject matter. So Laura, for example, you might be talking about things related to wine and wine pairings. Shane, you might be talking about Facebook ads because you're a rock star with Facebook ads. You know, you pick from whatever it is that your topic area is, and you just simply say name, where you're from, question. The next, we're skipping that intro bumper. We're going to go into the content. So the way you start making that video, the next section of your video, the content section, valuable is that first little section you relate to the viewers and remind them why they are here. And the way I started out is trying to build authentic rapport with people. So I'll say something like, one of the most common questions I get asked by small business owners is it worth putting time and energy into Facebook ads? When I say it that way, so I'm stopping, but when I say it that way, what I'm doing is I'm reflecting to my audience that I'm actively listening and I'm actively answering their questions. So you might also, yes, Shane might also talk about how to get all fancy and all that. He does wear salmon pants. I can't pull salmon pants off, so it's not my thing. Shane definitely can. But you might realize all you're trying to do is to build rapport and let your customers, your clients, your potential customers and clients know that you're listening. What if you don't know what the questions are? This is where I use a service called Answer the Public, answerthepublic.com, and I can type in my subject, and what it'll do is it'll aggregate the common questions that people are asking, and that's my content strategy. So I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm going to be saying. That's my intro. Next up, I'm going to be saying a common question I hear or a common question I get asked is this. And again, what that does is that builds rapport. So I might then jump into the content delivery. So as a small business owner, one of the big values of Facebook ads is that Facebook is a place where people spend significant amounts of time And because the way Facebook collects data, what they're able to do is they allow us to very proactively target small, narrow, niche audiences that would be highly interested, potentially highly interested in the product or service we have. And then I can go on and on and on. And that's my content section. So intro, got the very start of my content by reflecting that I'm actively listening. Then I deliver the answers. And I'll do a more full one live in just a second, where I'll go from start to finish. But then I sum up. And then I'll say something like, and so, are Facebook ads worth it for small businesses? I definitely think so, and I definitely think you should consider it. Something simple like that. Give your opinion, give your perspective, something that lets them know what your position is on something. And then last is your CTA, the call to action. And the call to action is asking somebody to do something. So that call to action could be something like, hey, and if you liked this video, I'm trying to build a bigger audience, so please share it out. It could be something like, hey, if you liked this video but you want more information, click on this email, click on my email address and reach out to me. Or it could be something like, hey, if you want to learn more about the next steps of what you should be doing on Facebook ads, click on this link and you can download my free Facebook ads beginner formula. So those are the 5 steps. So I'm going to see if I can move this off to the side. It looks like I can't. Oh, all right. I can move it around, but I can't make it any smaller. So what I'm going to do just for demonstration purposes only is walk you through how I might do a video for the question that would be something like, should small businesses be considering and using Facebook ads? You guys ready? Locked and loaded? All right, here we go. Hey, Don Stanley here from 3 Rhino Media, and in this video, I'm going to answer whether or not small businesses should get involved with using Facebook ads. So, one of the most common questions I get asked by businesses, medium and small, is, are Facebook ads really worth it? So, I'm going to explain why I think Facebook ads are something we all need to consider. Take a step back and think, where do people spend the majority of their time when it comes to looking at digital time on devices? So whether it's screens on their phone or on websites, Facebook is one of the most popular social networks around. Even though the numbers have dropped a little bit, it is a place where people go to spend significant amounts of time. Well, the cool thing with that is as people are online as a business, what Facebook is doing is it's able to collect data on people, sometimes creepy level, but it's able to collect data on people that allows us as marketers to be able to create ads that target really niche, narrow audiences. Now, one of the things that's cool with Facebook that I think is a big bonus is that Facebook has really made it harder to reach our core audiences. Why do I think that's cool? Because it's requiring us as businesses to create content that is relevant and meaningful to our customers. So if as a small business, we can create relevant, valuable advertisements, what we can then do is use Facebook's ads manager to target people based on their demographics, their interests, their behaviors, and many other factors. So when you jump into something like the Facebook Ads Manager, which I suggest you do, go to facebook.com/business. It'll walk you through those core steps. Now, the cool thing too with Facebook ads is you can spend as little as $10, $5 to get started. So with a very small budget, if you know who your audience is and you know what they might be interested in, you are able to put valuable, relevant content in front of them that can allow you to stand out from bigger companies and bigger organizations that might have bigger budgets, but they're just blasting information out. So to get started with Facebook ads, what I would recommend you do is, again, go to facebook.com/business. There's great tips and advice for getting started with your Facebook ads experience. Now, if you don't want to go through that, but you want some additional help, we do help companies and organizations and small businesses learn how to do Facebook ads. So feel free to reach out. You can click on the link below or reach out to me at 3rhinomedia.com and I'd be happy to help. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to share it out because we're trying to grow a wide, large, powerful audience of businesses looking to do things purposefully, profitably, and in positive ways. So thank you very much for listening. Boom. There's my example of what I might do for my video. So I'm hoping, I'm going to go ahead and shut that off. I'm hoping that that example might inspire you to start thinking about, well, what could I do and how could I do it? The formula, again, is just list out some of those common questions. Now, the next thing that I do is I answer those questions, but here's the super cool thing. I take that video that I created and I upload it to the second most popular search engine in the world, owned by the most popular search engine and one of the most visited websites in the world, Google. So I take that video, I upload it to Google. Now I can help my business get better search engine visibility on Google and on YouTube. I can take that same video and upload it to the most popular website app in the world, Facebook. So now I've got my one video produced one time. I'm uploading it to two very powerful, popular platforms. The third thing is I do is I can also, if it's related, I can upload this video to LinkedIn, like if I'm doing stuff business to business. And I've hit another social network. And then last but not least, I take that video and I put it on my website. So depending on where people want to be met, if they want to be met on a social media platform of their choice, or they want to be met on a website and or Google search, I have now created content one time answering the question once that allows people to get to know me, get people to connect with me so they get a chance to feel like and figure out, am I a good fit for working with them by watching and listening to my video? And I'm able to create that one piece of content and hit multiple platforms. I got other tips and tricks that I add in, but to get started, the main thing is using that formula to get going, and then knowing that once I create that one video, I have the opportunity to expand the reach of that video to multiple platforms. And that's one of the reasons, too, video content is so valuable and powerful. So it seems like from my end that that this chat and these things like this little text box here and the flipping that thing on the screen worked pretty well. If you guys could throw anything in the comments to let me know if it worked well for you guys, that would be much appreciated because I can't see on your end as I'm, again, learning how to do this and learning how to play with this software. Goal as I go over time is to, again, increase the reach of this, but appreciate you joining in. By the way, I'm going to be doing Facebook Live open office hours once a week, minimum every week on Wednesdays from 10:30 to 11 in general. Today I ran into technical difficulties, so I'm doing 11 to 11:30. But I'm going to be doing these once or twice a week to help you as a small business owner or a person looking to become a solopreneur, somebody who's looking to grow their business, their organization, try to help you guys be able to have more positive, powerful, and profitable impact. Thank you so much, Tony and Nick. Awesome to see you. Nick, I'm hoping that we get to link up for dinner before Ryan Holiday, who's one of the coolest people on the planet, is coming to Madison to speak. I'm super stoked about it. And also, if you want to learn some cool stuff about Facebook Lives and Live overall, Nick Palkowski is an awesome resource as well through a comment on the screen. I'm not 100% what you mean by that, but anyway, you'll be able to help teach me. But goal is to up the value and up the impact of what these Facebook Lives become as I do these Facebook open office hours. So I will look forward to talking to everybody soon. And again, if you do find value out of this, I'd love it if you'd share it out, let people know. I'm going to start scheduling these out, but the more people I can get doing things the right way, ethical way, in a positive, powerful, profitable way, we can create some cool, positive change in the world too. So thank you very much for joining in. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Margie, Nick, Shane, all you guys, Laura, great to see you. And I will talk to you next week for sure. All right. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you.